Okay, guys, how are you? How's everything? It's me, Ebot, your boy, back with another video. So let's sit down and talk about, what everybody's talking about, but I'm going to give you, my point of view and what's going on and what I think about everything. And that is about Bethesda. So the ink is finally down in print. Everything is finalized. It's now an official thing. Microsoft and Bethesda are one as a big happy family, right? And this is a time to celebrate. It's a time for celebration, a time to be happy. It's a time to embrace because this is big movements that are being done within the industry, not only by Microsoft, by many others as well, like Tencent, for example, because the gaming industry right now, in order to survive, a lot of these developers have to be, under one link of, or one entity, because it's expensive, and because they have to, they have to help each other out in order for developers to survive, because games don't sell the way they used to anymore, and something like Game Pass, obviously, which we had also seen in PSN Now, but not to the same extent or level, obviously, it's helping big time. It's helping because now there's more awareness. People play games that they otherwise would have never played, and obviously these games are getting actually an opportunity, a chance, or a second life in a lot of cases. So it's I had not spoken about anything because like you guys know, I don't like speaking on rumors. I don't like making assumptions. I don't like giving my hypotheticals or my opinions in a lot of cases, because most of the time you're either going to look foolish, or your expectations are going to be too high, or you're just at the end of the day going to be disappointed. Now, am I a big Bethesda fan? No, not exactly, because most of their games are in the realms of RPGs and MMOs and some types of strategy first-person shooters, which they don't really cater to me. But I know the importance and the magnitude of their acquisition for Microsoft, because they are really big within the gaming industry, the PC industry. They're very well beloved and loved by a lot of gamers, and that's what matters at the end of the day, because the more success we have on the Xbox division, right, the better it is for all of us as gamers. And hopefully more doors will open, more windows will open, more genres will come from it, and that's what I hope they do. I hope that with Bethesda they not only embrace the the RPG realm, but do other games, other exciting genres that we haven't really had a lot of, like hack and slashes and beat 'em ups and things of that nature, or action adventures, right? Like the Indiana Jones games that they are concurrently working on, which is going to be pretty exciting to see what they're doing. Just like I really like the games like Doom and Wolfenstein. Always loved those games. I didn't like the last one from Wolfenstein, the Youngblood, because of the approach they took. But it's still decent, right? And definitely I like Talladega games, right? Or Tango Gameworks, something like that, which is the godfather of all survival horrors in 3D in the modern era, which is Resident Evil, which he did Evil Within 1 and 2, which both of those games are phenomenal games, fantastic, highly underrated, and really amazing games that people should all take the time to check out, because they're really good games. And those are the games I like from Bethesda, which I hope to see more from them in that space. Now, it's funny because we got to stop now. The crying, the stupidity. It's very clear from the messaging, even before today's little live showing event, where they basically said, all Bethesda games are exclusive to Xbox consoles, PC, and anywhere where you can access Game Pass, meaning your laptop, your phone, you know, your iPad or whatever the heck it's called. If Game Pass is available, you can play it there. Now, we all know Game Pass is not part of the ecosystem of the Switch for Nintendo or even PlayStation for Sony. So it's pretty evident that means none of those games will be going to those platforms. Which in reality, I don't understand why that's the narrative, because no Xbox games have ever gone to PlayStation or Nintendo. The Cuphead situation and the Super Lucky's Tales and obviously Ori 2 is because those developers asked them to put it there because they were independent. And the deal was that they were supposed to be lifetime exclusives with Moon Studios, Studio MDHR, and Playful Games. But as we all saw, they wanted more money. They figured they were going to get it in the other side. They brought them out to the other consoles. And that didn't really work out for them, I think. Because I think with the exception of maybe Ori, they really didn't sell. So it's neither here or there, but it just proves that you don't necessarily need to be on all platforms in order to make money or have success. So Minecraft Dungeons and Minecraft, that was because Mo Yang had it there before he created it. And, you know, after when he first created it, it was part of everything. He said, you know, please just keep it there because it's too big of an audience and don't take it away from them, strip it away. And Microsoft honored that word, and Phil himself honored his words, and they kept to their promise, and they will continue to their promise. Do they get the best versions? No. Xbox players and gamers still get the best versions, and the PC gamers from that franchise, whether it's Minecraft Dungeons 1, 2, or any future Minecraft projects, and obviously Minecraft itself. Now, the exclusivity deals like with Deadloop and Ghostwire, you know, Tokyo, whatever it was called, those were all deals just like Psychonauts 2 and things like that, you know, with other companies, set companies like you know, my man Tim Schafer's company, that were put in place way before anything. So they're going to honor that because there's a lot of legal actions that can be taken if they don't honor those deals. But the best part and take of it is that Phil basically, in a nice way, confirmed the games will be accessible and available only where you can access Xbox Game Pass. It's very clear. Very clear as day. There shouldn't be no more ifs, no more ands, no more buts, no more questioning, no more, you know, fishing and trying to skew the words. Because I saw a lot of outlets trying to skew the messaging, that they say some games will be exclusive, when the reality was they said, and some new games will be exclusive to Xbox and PC. Meaning that they're making new IPs, not just the pre-existing IPs like Dishonored, or even things like Elder Scrolls and stuff of that nature, right? Now, they know they have one of those Morrowind games that's like an online one that constantly always gets updated and upgraded. I'm pretty sure that will stay getting the updates and upgrades that they do in the future, because it's on PlayStation and it's on PC, and I believe it's on Nintendo. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me, you know, because I could be wrong. But if I am, just correct me down in the comments below. Things like that, well, you know, they will stay true to their word because of legal reasons. Those were all put in place before any of these acquisitions, and Microsoft will make money from them. Just like the MLB, the license that was not owned by Sony from the major leagues. They decided, listen, we want to see our games or our baseball game on PlayStation, you know, on the Nintendo Switch and on Xbox, because we want to grow our audience, because it obviously didn't make enough money and grew enough audience on PlayStation. And it's been there for years under the development house of Sony, of the same Sony house, which they're developing the ones for Xbox and PlayStation as well, and Switch rather. So that's a deal where Sony's developer and Sony themselves will make money off the games that sell on Nintendo and Xbox, because their developing house is doing the games, and that was part of the contractual contract. And they're going to honor that, but they're going to profit from it, just like Microsoft does with whatever they own, like Simply Gone or Havoc and things of that nature, software, right, that are used for 90% of games. So it's a good day to embrace, and it's awesome that, you know, a lot of people that were wrong, that didn't give it a time of day, are now going to have to eat crow, like they say. They're going to have to take the L and accept the fact that they were wrong for not giving Microsoft an opportunity and a chance to fight back, right? But it's like I said many moons ago, which nobody wants to give me credit, because people rather just hate on me and who I am, instead of saying and keeping it 100, keeping it real, that He-Bot was the one calling all this bullshit out from way before. I told you guys way before, Microsoft had to reconstruct their company. So they had to sacrifice in certain areas, like games that are AAA, and buying exclusivities and deals, because they had to reconstruct to buy studios to actually own them, because Phil said very clearly that he didn't want to do those type of deals anymore, so that they can get burned down the road, like they did, so, you know, obviously with Cuphead and Ori, where they funded it, they helped it, and then they end up having to make a deal and let them put it somewhere else because they had no ownership. Okay, just like IPs that they created and bought, like Quantum Break and Recore, that they bought, and even Scalebound, they still have ownership to those IPs. Okay, whether it was a creation of Platinum Games or not. So the beauty of it is now, it's like I said from before, they had to buy studios because they haven't had a lot of studios in a long time. Okay, and for many years they had a little bit of studio, so that was the reasoning in which why they started buying all these studios. Now they have, I think it's 23 or 27 studios, something like that, which there's still not a lot, because there's some companies that own 50 studios and developers. And I see people saying, oh, it's a monopoly, it's a monopoly. You can't have a monopoly is when a company owns more than 70 or 80% of the share and developers, which Microsoft don't at all. Okay, they don't own Nintendo, they don't own Sony, which are the two big ones next to them, and obviously they don't own Amazon, or they don't own Tencent or stuff. And it's funny that they say that, but when companies like Tencent buys left and right, all right, or even Take-Two or THQ, like companies like THQ Nordic, where they keep buying stuff on developers, nobody says nothing. Nobody says, oh, it's a monopoly. Nobody says that there's a problem. No, everybody's okay with it. But when it's Microsoft, it's a monopoly, you know, because it's Microsoft. So anyway, it's a good day to celebrate. It's a nice thing, you know, that it's finally finalized. Now let's give these developers the time they need and see what they create, right? Because this is for years and years to come, for generations to come after myself and others are gone as well, and for our kids and our kids' kids. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing. You know, we need to celebrate it instead of making it seem like it's something bad, because it really isn't something bad. People that are saying it's bad is because it's not in favor of their company, like PlayStation or Nintendo. That's the bottom line. Anybody that's saying anything otherwise or negative is because it wasn't Sony that bought it, or it wasn't Nintendo that bought it. That's it. That's all it is. And then you're basically going to come off as being a hater. So, you know, it's a big day. I'm glad Phil nipped it in the bud, being as professional and as, you know, and as classy as he always is. And now just cross our fingers for very good experiences and things to come. And to be honest, guys, all I can say to you is this: the same thing you've preached for so long when it comes to Nintendo and PlayStation. If you want their exclusives, you got to buy their console. Yes. Even though a lot of those games they get exclusives, they don't publish or they don't put money for to develop. They're just given to them because lot of those developers are Japanese and they're just nationalistic and don't want to put them on an American console, or because they sell more on Japan, so they figure, and the Xbox doesn't sell a lot in Japan, so they're figuring, oh, it's not going to do well if we put it on Xbox, even though Xbox has other markets that they do well, and people will embrace those games. Plus, you can put everything digital and it's not no sacrifice. You don't lose no money, so I call it BS. I just say it's an excuse because they don't want to show their true colors. And that's just how I feel. You know, I'm not going to change my thought on that. So, all I can say, like I said, is I hope that it all goes well. Let's just embrace it. Let's not hate. And let's see what happens, because now the sky's the limit. And I'm pretty sure they're going to keep acquiring more and more studios, because as time goes on, you know, they're going to need more and more studios to feed Game Pass, so they can have more AAA quality games and not just single A or double A, which doesn't matter, because all those types of budgets, they can be, and they have space and room on the Xbox ecosystem and in gaming as a whole in the community. Because a AAA, a single A, a double A shouldn't matter the budget. It should matter the quality and of the game and how good it is, how fun it is, and that's all that should matter at the end of the day. That's any real gamer knows this. So hopefully that's what we'll get, and hopefully that's what will come out of this, you know, endeavor and this, you know, new partnership and acquisition, right? So, you know, I'm glad that now it's official, and for all the ones that doubt it on Xbox, on, you know, unlike myself and people like, you know, like 100 and E-Rock and Legal, right, and even Ghost, and even though he has some doubts himself, or Sega Man, Sega Forever, or MWO Prime, that we always stuck by Xbox. We've been vindicated, and that's a beautiful thing, because we stuck there by the whole time. And I said Microsoft had to rebrand and restructure, because they weren't in the same position as Sony or Nintendo, where they already had developers and IPs and were more established in that area and genre and space. Now the ball's on the other side, so now they're established as well, and they're going to be able to build from here. So guys, those were my thoughts and my opinions about the whole thing. I mean, I know you guys probably were interested in thinking what I thought about it. I just thought it was hysterical and comical how a lot of people are trying to say, oh, it's some new games that are going to be exclusive, acting as if it was only going to be a few and not more, when clear as day it was talking about, you know, the potentials of new IPs going forward, you know, and not just the existing ones that we know from Bethesda, you know. So guys, leave a thumbs up if you like the video. Leave a thumbs down if you didn't like the video. Share it with someone you think might like it. Thank you for those that always come out and rock out with me and appreciate what I do and show me support. Thank you for stopping by. You mean the world to me. If you're new to my channel, also welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you subscribe, thank you so much, because I know you didn't have to, but since you did, it means the world to me, and I consider you now part of my familia, right? And as always, guys, if you guys want to ever help me out in any way, shape, or form, and you have the means to, because you like what I do, you like the content, you want me to just grow and get better, because I don't have super chats, I can't even live stream, I don't really have a lot of outlets to help me a little bit in some way, shape, or form. I basically fund everything out of my pocket and with the help of my children. You know how to do it, is all down in the description below. If you ever want to donate anything, you guys know how to do it. Just hit me up on any of those social medias, like Instagram. I'm under C_respect, and on Twitter, I'm under HeBotPowerfulGamer. Just DM me, and we'll work out the particulars. Or if you want to follow me there just to see what I'm up to and what I'm doing, and what's my next content that I'm putting up, there you have it as well. You know how to keep in touch, and you know what's coming up. So guys, love you so much. Until the next one, I'll see you guys real soon, okay? Stay gaming and Xbox for life, like a sickness that can't be cured. That's my saying. That's my slogan. Don't get triggered, people. It's all in gaming. It's all in good fun. And wear your mask, please. Let's be safe. Bye-bye.